By the time Dr. Chris Krabari sees a bad choice, it may be too late to make it right.
We tend to see teens after they've got into trouble with alcohol and drugs. And in fact, in 2007, we cared for approximately 330 kids between 10 and 18 after traumatic accidents. Over 10% of those were alcohol related.
There's such an availability of alcohol in the city of Fort Collins that on any given Friday or Saturday night, all you need is a cell phone and a couple feet.
Our hope is to give you some tools so that you can make some decisions so that you don't have to get involved with drugs and alcohol. But
I'm very much a believer in what Team Fort Collins has worked towards, and we believe that ounce of prevention will definitely be worth a pound of cure and hopefully avoiding a trip to come see us.
Team Fort Collins tries to stay one step ahead of the negative by concentrating on the positive.
The underpinning is simple. If you want healthy behaviors, you promote healthy behaviors.
Team Fort Collins was established to address the growing substance abuse concerns in our community.
We do see kids here in Fort Collins that are involving themselves with drugs and alcohol. We're seeing emerging problems around prescription drugs, and we know that even the best of kids can sometimes make choices that we would not want for them.
And so with those decisions comes a lot of pressure to make the right decision, to filter out what friends are saying to us, to deal with...
Team teaches substance abuse prevention lessons to students from 6th grade through the first year of college.
Like alcohol is the most abused drug by teens.
For example, Here's Looking at You is a 16-week curriculum taught to 6th graders.
The effects of alcohol on the user's behavior. So we were just talking about some health stuff, but we haven't really...
Students learn about illegal substances and build social skills for dealing with peer pressure.
Where is this pressure coming from?
Reality Check is a series of lessons for 10th graders. Team helps them to explore how to achieve balance in their lives.
In your life as a student at Poudre High School, I want you to begin to think about it, and I want you to tell me, what are some things in your life that create that stress for you?
The common thread in everything that we do is to prepare and equip young people and families with the necessary tools so that they can understand that there is this wonderful, abundant life that can be had out there without the need to introduce chemicals to change that.
Team, along with the Fort Collins Recreation Department, sponsors Teen Night, giving kids the opportunity to play games or dance in a safe, drug-free environment.
We just want to recognize them for being who they are and doing the right thing. Good kids.
Yeah, good kids.
Team Fort Collins works with junior high and high schools to implement social norm projects. This innovative approach to prevention emphasizes the positive choices that most youth are making.
When we can shine the light on the fact that most kids aren't using, it really is a tipping point for a lot of kids that may be vulnerable to engage in this behavior or to stay on a more healthy track.
You know how to use this board, right?
Team Fort Collins helped Wellington Junior High counselor Bill Peisner implement a student-focused social norms campaign called Recognize.
Before we did any really launching of the initial Recognize campaign, we put this wall wrap up. Kids just naturally came up to the board and started writing things that they wanted to recognize. Recognize cowboys, to recognize everybody, to recognize being drug-free, recognize llamas. Lots of kids just come up and sign it. So what it does is it takes our campaign and it takes Recognize and it ensures that kids' voices are a part of the campaign.
This last wall wrap was all about, you know, I'm proud of my school and this is a great place, and I just looked at our counselor and I said, we really turned a corner because now kids are so proud of who they are here in our building.
Bill filled the school halls with positive messages, loaded with statistics that run counter to commonly held perceptions.
And we collect this data by surveying all the kids. That's where we get our statistics. And then what we do is we use that information, we put that back out to our student population in the form of these messages. It's really showing that most kids are doing the right thing most of the time. In fact, 96% of kids on a typical day are not using harmful substances.
The kids that aren't doing the right thing quickly learn that's not cool, and they're on board.
Are you school of choice, or are you? You're school of choice for Wellington.
One small but meaningful measure of the campaign's impact can be found in the actions of one of the junior high zones, Stacy Jones. While headed to class, Stacy found an envelope on the floor containing a substantial amount of money. She turned the money into the front office and received a recognized T-shirt for doing the right thing.
When she got the T-shirt, she was pumped. She was so excited. She didn't carry it home. She wore it home.
It just reminds me of what a good thing I did. I knew that it was the right thing to do.
Without the support of Team Fort Collins, we would probably never have started this program. You're hard-pressed to find people that are not happy with what's happening in the school because they see our kids acting and reacting in the community in a very positive way because they've been trained, quote unquote, trained in a different way. And that way is, you know what, be positive and positive will come back to you.
Whether it's a televised discussion of issues about growing up or a student-focused sexual harassment skit, Team Fort Collins finds ways to make a difference in the lives of our children. That's what makes team work and draws praise from a grateful community.
As a non-perfect parent with not perfect children, but great children, you know, with our future at stake, that to me is a very compelling reason for me to be a supporter and participant of a team.
We're one player in a larger community spirit that wants to see our kids to be healthy and our families to be healthy. It sounds so corny perhaps, is, you know, one kid, one family at a time, try to make a difference in the lives of kids so that they can go on to do the things that they're wanting to do for their futures.
Thanks to Team Fort Collins, our community will realize our full potential. One child, one family, one wise decision at a time.